we're going to be on Lakeville for this one, guys, in the Hawk 30. Again, running this tank with CVS in the scouting slot, optics, and bounty low noise exhaust. And this game's going to be pretty good, man. I want to say we did almost 5,000 combined, and you're going to see kind of what play I make here. This is something that I started doing more, coming to this tree, knocking down this tree, and poking up here. I just find this play to be really risky because this area will get blind fired from time to time. You can try to go to this bush, but as soon as someone pokes on this corner, you're going to get lit here, and you're just kind of out in the open. You have no protection, so you want to be really, really careful with how you play that, right? Because look how open you are. Like if I took this shot on the even and I got lit here, look at just imagine all the people that can get shots into you, right? So you have to be very careful if you're going to do that, but I have done it in the even 90. As an initial play, I usually don't stay here for very long, but I will poke it, and you'll get people that are coming in like this, and your tank destroyers can get shots. Our even 90 is already in one of the good areas on the map. You can see he's all the way by this rock already. So that's good on him, and we're in good areas, man. So Lakeville, I feel like Lakeville is one of those maps where people think that light tanks are basically going to win the game, right? Like something like Prokhorovka, where you have to do a lot of spotting on Lakeville, and what I find is that that's actually not really the case. Yes, you can do some spotting on Lakeville, but I think what really needs to happen here is heavies and mediums need to kind of push through the city, and you need to kind of assess who's sitting in B4-ish area and also like H4-ish area. And the way you do this is by usually putting a light tank here, but the issue with just the light tank being here is you need to have people that are going to be behind you to get shots, man. And we kind of have that here. Like we have the T-25 here, we have the Su-152, but a lot of times, like I just find for whatever reason, people think that like a light tank is supposed to zoom all the way through here, and there's hardly anyone in the back to take shots. Everyone's kind of brawling in the city, so you really need to see what happens in the city first before you go crazy and spotting. And again, like this is just my experience with this map. There are some maps that don't work like this. Like Prokhorovka is one of those maps, man, where it's mostly on the light tanks, and people can literally sit back on the K line and get shots going past the middle of the map, right, because of the render range. But eventually your team, even on Prokhorovka, is going to have to advance. Now, what I'm going to do is, because we've now won the city, so again, see how the city is won, and you almost have to wait to see the outcome of the city, I'm going to advance. The only risk with making this play, T-25 is able to hit me there. Sometimes I forget that this tank has no armor and I poke up on the ridge lines like it's an LT-432, and the reality is people will literally shoot you like right in the gun mantlet and crap like that. Like you can't really do this. But the only risk about this play, right, is if someone is sitting, I'm going to show you, take another shot from the T-25. So I guess I tried to put an HE shell into him and that didn't pen, but I really want to get the better of this guy, so I'm going to try and poke him one more time. It looks like everyone's kind of cleaning this guy up. Take my shot here. We clean him up. The only risk of this play, guys, is if someone is sitting on this corner or sitting like on this corner, because this team, my team, hadn't given me that information yet. So I was kind of rushing to this location to try and get spots on people sitting in this area, such as the LT and the T-25, so that as my guys are coming in, they can have these shots. But what you have to be mindful of is if there's people sitting here or here, you're not really safe, man. See how the ridgeline works? Like you might be able to be safe from someone here, but if someone is sitting over in this area, you're going to kind of be in trouble, man. So I was just taking the chance kind of based on who I saw on the map, like that wasn't spotted. I'm like, I don't think anyone's going to be over there, but it's possible, man. Like the E25, the CS, the WZ, like any of these guys could be over in that corner. But I took the chance and it paid off, right? But just something to be mindful of, guys. I don't want you to make this play and go, oh, Whirls, well, someone was sitting in, K8 square and I got obliterated. Well, I'm sorry, man, that I didn't share that, but that's why I want to share it in the video. So you guys are aware of this. Don't make this play and be surprised if someone is sitting over in K8, K9 corner and they whack the crap out of you, right? So as I am continuing on here, these guys spot the E25, and again, this is what I was concerned with, right? So what we have to do now, and again, I told you guys, like, you have to kind of wait for the team to advance. This is the case on a lot of maps, but not all of them, remember. Not all of them. Like I said, like Prokhorovka, Malinovka is kind of another one. Westfield is another map that I find is on the light tanks a lot. So you want to be a good light tank player for these maps. But Westfield, man, like, you really just have to figure out what's going to happen in the city, and you have to wait for your team to progress and move up with you. So now I'm kind of spotting the rest of this team. I'm going to run through here like this and get into this little ditch line. And we're spotting these guys for the team. And you see how we're just constantly moving up here and trying to be just in front of the team using our mobility so that everyone knows what's in front of them. I don't want my guys pushing in to be blind. So at some point you kind of have to take some risks and push in. We have shots at the CS-44 here, and eventually we're going to stomp this team because now we're pushing into them from both sides. And this is why you'll hear a lot of good players say that the city is more important on Lakeville, because this west portion of the map, you don't want to leave it wide open, right? But it kind of just becomes a stalemate. Like, that's really the truth. You can have a couple guys hold this, and the whole game is just a stalemate because people are ridge poking, trying to hit each other's like weak spots, and that's just the way it is, man. Like, I find that this side of the map over here, it's always a stalemate, and more times than not, like, you guys might have seen other things. I have seen games where this is lost in like a minute, right? But if you just put a few people over here, you're completely fine. Like, I'm telling you, like, it's a stalemate. And you want to win the city and push in and kind of flank because you have an advantage over here, even more so than I would say in the north. Like, you have this ridge line, right? And you can kind of stay safe and spot the rest of the team and come in and flank. And look at this, man. Like, we just stomp this team. It's pretty incredible. We're at 2284 damage. I'm going to push in. I still want more damage, so I'm going to take my shot here at the VK. VK's kind of turning around. See if I can get my shot into the UDES here. I think I do sneak this shot into his turret. There we go. And that's pretty much going to be the game, guys. I can't get my last shot into the UDES there, but 2787 damage and 2100 spotting. And how long was this game, man? I mean, it felt like 5-6 minutes to me. So this is why city, man, on Lakeville, like, you have to win the city, in my eyes. Like, win the city, man, and just figure out, like, if you're a light tank player, what happens in the city is really going to determine what your next play is going to be. Either retreating or advancing. Advancing, guys. So, like, losing my voice because this is like the 3rd or 4th video I've done today, man. But I'm trying to bring you guys as much content as possible. But you want to either retreat or advance based on what you see in the city. So I hope that makes sense, and I hope this is a good example to show you why city is pretty important on the map Lakeville. So here we go, guys. This was a first-class game. 2105 spotting, 2787 damage. Doesn't look like anything was blind. We are top here by damage, I think, actually, and we're also top by experience. We had 2 kills, and there you go. I think this is a really good example to show you guys. 27K we made. I didn't have the premium yet. I got it the next day. So 2 days, man. I played so much World of Tanks and did so many videos and so many sessions. So I'm working on recording all the videos now, and I have to upload the sessions. It's probably going to take hours and hours to upload the sessions on YouTube. But I hope this is helpful for you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Take care. Bye-bye now.